Welcome to another exciting episode of Structuring Society Through Music and Art. I'm your host, Uspiwe Taker. Today we have a lovely lady. She'll introduce herself. Her name is THABANG. How are you, THABANG?
I am well.
Jan.
I'm doing this.
Yes, bong. I love the smile. I love the smile.
Yes.
How's your day been today? Let's try to start differently
It's been
today.
productive.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad about that because it's December and things just run slow.
Oh,
and you just want to
towards
stop and
yeah,
go home.
yeah, we have yes,
Yeah,
yes,
but today was productive. Today
Ah,
was different. And
aye,
God
that's
has been
beautiful.
helping me.
Oh, yeah, I believe her.
Absolutely.
Aye, sinasayinwe. Thank you for that.
Asimsaba uNkulunkulu. Absolutely love him.
Asibonga. Asingene-ke endabeni. Let's just dive into it.
Okay. But I
let's-
didn't introduce myself.
Yeah,
My name.
no, it's
We're
your
getting
name.
there.
Yeah, we're getting
Okay,
there.
I'm too
Uyayijaha
advanced.
sis,
I'm
uyayijaha. I need to she has watched the show so many times thinking ukuthi yonke into ihamba ngendlela.
Okay.
No, I started with your day just to bring that difference in it, but it's cool.
Love it.
Now let's get to know who is THABANG. Can you just give our audience a brief
Okay.
ukuthi who is THABANG? Just a short one, and then the rest
Okay.
will unfold.
Is there some sort of template? Do I tell you how old I am? Where
No,
I'm
just
from?
your a bit of a background, like a short. It doesn't have to be long, because after that short one, I'm just gonna stretch it with more questions.
Okay.
Can tell us where you're from, your full name and surname, what are your expertise?
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll start from there. guys.
Alright. Well, I am KHUMALO.
Okay.
I work under SSM. I
Okay.
work with SSM as an operations admin.
Yeah.
I love to laugh.
I see
I
Bambe laugh.
I literally live up to my name.
Yeah, I can see you.
And-
She's always actually smiling. Yeah, that's a
Listen.
fact. That's a fact. All right, let's dive into knowing THABANG.
Okay.
Where you from? Give us a bit of your background, how you grew up.
Okay.
Yeah, before isn't those SSM and other
Alrighty.
things.
Okay, so I was born and bred
Yeah.
for the first few years of my life. Got Deep Blue Soweto.
Okay.
Zone
I shout out to
4.
Sotra. Sonke sise
Come
Sotra.
on.
Yeah.
I'm well put together. mara ke ngwanyana kasi,
Yeah.
gantle,
Aight. So how was the environment growing up at DK for those who are not aware of what environment is?
It was
Soweto?
busy. It was in Johannesburg. You
Yeah.
know, people are always looking for life. People
Yeah.
work a lot. There's a lot of life there still.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up an introvert.
Yeah.
I still played with the kids. Every day after
Yeah.
school, I remember in tie uniform, we just go play. Had no stress, and
Yeah.
that's all I remember taking in growing up. Anything more than that
All
is
right.
a blur.
So good for you. But I understand.
Yeah.
And then Soweto, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isikhathi sahamba. How are you discovering yourself? What sparked the interest in the things you do? Before we fully touch on SSM, you spoke of operations. Did you go to school for it? Give us a bit of a story
So
there.
for me recognizing myself
Yeah.
as a not only citizen who fills up space in South Africa, or not only a pretty girl who's
Yes.
into fashion
Yeah.
or clothing,
Okay.
it happened differently.
Okay.
So in grade 10, in my grade 10, the first
Yeah.
time I did my grade 10, I had to repeat my grade 10. And that for me was a turning point.
Okay.
Right? So there's a lot of people, our Oprah, Albert
Yeah.
Einstein, who had to fail in their journey
Yeah.
for them to be able to recognize
Yeah.
themselves rather. So that's me. I had a bit of that also. So I discovered myself when I encountered failure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I encountered failure was when I ironically realized that I'm actually smart.
Yeah.
You know, I actually love speaking. I love people. I
Yeah.
have something to say. I have
Wow.
a lot to say.
I can tell you're mentioning a lot of things now.
Yeah.
They're unfolding.
Mm.
Just to put them at Afleni, can you tell us your expertise, maybe?
Expertise, yo.
Like
Whew.
talent lakho
All
besides
together.
just
konke.
name 3 nje.
Just 3. Okay.
Yeah, because I heard fashion. It's just that now I have questions also
Mm.
for those things. I just want to be
Mm.
sure.
Yeah, all I know when it comes to fashion, I'm not naming my expertise
Yeah.
yet. Né? I'm just responding.
Yeah.
when it comes to fashion, I like styling more than fashion now.
Okay.
At first, when I was still growing up,
Okay.
I loved fashion at its raw core. I loved the runway and the idea of it. But now I like styling. Because for me, styling is a canvas. You know, I see clothes and I can do whatever I want to.
Did you study for it?
No,
it's
a platform of expression for me.
Okay.
I didn't study anything creative.
Yeah, it just came.
It just came. But I did do music as a subject.
Okay.
So in high school, I did it from grade 8 up till my grade 12.
How was the journey of music compared to the other things you do?
It was fun. And my music teacher said that I'm a perfectionist. I'll never forget this. Mrs. David said I'm a perfectionist. I guess she observed that through music.
Are you there?
You barely know me.
Phela sifuna ukuzenza ne-background check phela ukuthi ugogo uthi kanje uso understand just to see.
I like excellence, not perfection.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That sounds nice, doesn't it?
Give us the more details on the musical journey. What part were you playing in the music? Singing, instrument, or?
I wished I did instruments, but there's time for me.
Yeah.
I can
you are part of the SSM.
Dude, like
you can have.
I'm surrounded by music.
Yeah.
Music follows me. But the first time I encountered music was in grade 8.
Okay.
So I did music as a subject. So one of the 3 subjects I chose was music. And I did that up to matric, as I said. And then I did choir for a bit also in high school. Our choir wasn't as active, but I was there. I was a vocalist. I'm still a vocalist.
Yeah.
So no instrument. My instrument is my voice.
Shooting for a spotlight right now.
No, I'm not doing that.
I meant
my speaking voice, not my singing voice.
I it's still ill. It's premature. It's good. It's okay. So carry on. Yeah. And then since you don't want to sing right now, just give us a clear picture of your voice. Who would you compare to? Not to say it's exact the same,
I hear you.
but
Who's
just
and
also the style of music that you normally sing.
Okay, so professionally or rather academically, I identified a lot with jazz artists.
Okay.
So I remember doing a piece, Yaga Nina Simone.
Oh, okay. What?
So very jazzy. Yeah.
I would like to hear your stuff. Is it available? Maybe?
I also, Nina Simone's very much.
Singing show your stuff. I know Nina Simone.
Oh no, not my stuff.
Oh, it's still on in the vault, maybe.
Yes.
Right then.
It's still in hiding. It's still breeding.
Okay,
still
taking
hibernating and stuff. You know,
well, this is right because Nati, we are also into creative space beside podcasting. Yeah, we gonna venture in things like music, record label, movies, music videos.
Yeah, you're very versatile.
So we're looking for such talent.
Nice.
So I think I win the right space. I continue it, and let's move forward then. How did you meet SSM after you discovered yourself through school journey and then finishing school? How did you come across SSM?
Yeah. Okay. So before I even discovered SSM and before I could hold enough expertise to be in SSM and a part of it, I had to go through varsity.
Okay.
So I did a bit more of music in varsity. I was in the choir and then I was in the management, right? So I'm I'll say a corporate creative. So I lead and I can be in the office, but I also like expression. The arts. So I did management in the office there, did sponsors, had a tour that I had to accumulate some funds for. And then I was also in the SSC, another leadership role. So I was always in leadership. throughout my life. So that qualified me or gave me enough capacity to be in SSM.
Wow, that's wonderful.
The bits and piece of what I did in varsity and in my leadership roles all throughout my life have to do with what I'm doing now in SSM.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow. And then having to meet the SSM, I know every time when somebody comes to a new space, you have expectations. I understand that. Do you expect anything, or you had just a clear mind which you will see as it unfolds? If you had an expectation, what were you expecting when you actually met SSM, and what did you receive?
I didn't have any immediate expectation.
Yeah.
To be transparent with you, I didn't come here with a list of, this
Things,
is what
yeah.
I'm hoping to get from this space. But I came with willingness.
Yeah.
I came with an open mind, meaning my open mind was therefore teachable.
Yeah.
Right. And then as time is going, now I'm having expectations to say,
Yeah.
I want to leave this place, more determined, more bold, more
Yeah.
confident. My varsity journey was the wilderness.
Yeah.
So it did a knock at my self-esteem.
Yeah.
So being here has been able to grow my self-esteem again,
Yeah.
to introduce myself to myself again.
Yeah.
So it's just been a level of discovery and evolution,
Yeah.
even though I don't like those words, but
Yeah.
just to get what I'm saying.
Right. Would you say self-discovery is important? Because now you're touching other things. Zoguti, the confidence. I understand that ibe corner. Be sure. Do you think being exposed to the right information it helps?
Okay, let's do this first. What does self-discovery mean? So that
Yeah.
I can answer you.
Okay,
really
maybe
two of one,
finding the things you love about yourself. Let's just keep it there, sing as I stretch. Finding yourself. Do you think it's important?
Finding what does finding yourself mean? That's still a bit vague for me. Askies.
Okay, finding yourself. When we were raised or when you are born in this world, there's a system in place for you. Maybe you are expected to be a doctor, So as you grow up, obviously, most of the time you are overshadowed not to know yourself. You are living by the condition.
Yeah.
So meaning you are following what's already in place.
Yeah.
I understand. So having to discover yourself, it means you sit down. It could be at night or any day, and it's not always the same time, same day, but you started to prioritize isn't this jabulisayo. But when you think about things that make me happy, let's say writing music, maybe drawing arts, that's self-discovery.
Okay.
Yeah, I want us to look at it in that manner. Self-discovery is broad, but
It
often I see care to that. I understand.
For the sake of conversation.
Yeah. Do you think it's important?
Absolutely. Of course it's
and
important.
what did you do to self-discover yourself? Well, it
I
just
love that
came.
question. Absolutely love that question. Grade 10 was an amazing year for me.
Yeah.
Because again, I discovered failure, but before I even discovered that, I discovered God.
Yeah, right. You did mention that you're a believer.
I love Jesus, not just God, our God babangata.
Yeah.
But I believe in Jesus, and I believe that Jesus is the way to God.
Yeah.
So I discovered him in order to discover myself.
Okay.
Because to discover the creation, I must discover the creator. You get what I mean? So, kagereka TV, I can't just figure it out daily.
Yeah.
I need to go to the manual.
Yeah.
Right. So he is my manual who directed me to the Bible.
Therefore.
Yeah. So that's how I discovered myself.
Yeah.
I discovered the Bible. I discovered God. Or even technically speaking, he discovered me.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't that away of him, but he found me, in his own unique way.
Yeah.
And then I said yes to him.
Yeah.
Because that's also on the table. We can either say yes or no. So yeah.
And then
sweeten the show. Yeah.
Would you say knowing also the spiritual side of things is important?
Absolutely. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
That's one thing that you and I agree on.
Yeah.
Life is spiritual. Heavily so. It's spiritual first before it is anything else.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's touch also back to your creativeness, okay? You discovering the fashion part of yourself, the stylist.
That's THABANG the superstar.
So, where did you get the inspiration to tap into fashion world, regardless whether fashion designer or stylist?
I used to watch America's Next Top Model.
I
used to love Tyra.
Yeah.
Tyra would teach us how to smize, and we'd feel like we are those girls. We'd even aspire to be one of those ladies. And CVs, getting
when I'm so shy, it's shy age revealing.
Oh my gosh, uniform is a square, and then we are not boring like that. We love uniform because it cut off decision fatigue, sure.
Yeah.
But when we get the chance to wear CVs, we get to express ourselves. Clothes are an are a platform for expression. They are also an art. I'm not sure if you share the same sentiment, but that's how I feel.
We do.
You know, like yeah, man, I got to express myself. There was this time Capri Pampo. It's a neon yellow.
Yo, color blocker, mama.
Color blocking, Let me tell you, they were Pericadine, they were neon yellow. I was wearing with them got shot jean with another neon peach pink clothing. Yeah, so next time you say fashion.
Yeah.
I'm a bit put together now, but I'm still a superstar. I call myself a superstar.
That's beautiful. Yeah. But sometimes
with the reason.
Yeah. Was, and I'm like, no, not to say I fully know you. They would say you shy. Your first approach, it's like you give off this shy girl. But hey, once you know,
no, Shem, let me explain it the way any other person would probably explain it. I think I'm a dynamite.
Yeah.
Right? So look from afar.
Hey, but not to say ganyatseka. It's just that you wouldn't really think that you have this bubbly personality. You are able to hide it the first time. You are this reserved. Not to say you're not. I understand. I hear you also with the journey. And then with still on the fashion part, have you dived deep into maybe finding yourself in those spaces? Like you spoke of runways. Have you met the people that you look up to in the industry? Have you find yourself in that space?
I wanted to, like there has been a point. This is such a convicting question. Don't like this question.
Pendula, mama, pendula.
Yeah. There has been a time I have, and then I haven't seen it through.
Yeah.
And that's me being transparent. So I have, even the last time I have was last year, this March.
Yeah.
I had a great opportunity, but I didn't see it through.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people can identify with this.
Yeah.
We have gifts, that work from our bellies.
Yeah.
But we do not do anything with them, or we do not see them through.
Yeah.
I don't know if we don't have enough conviction, or if we're shy, or if it's a part of the journey, and eventually we'll get to a point where they're on a platform and they express. You know, because gifts are an opportunity for us to minister to the world. Yeah. You know, the gifts that we are given, we are to give other people.
We're supposed to share.
We're supposed to share.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
so
beautiful.
I know the theory, it's just the practicality of it.
Yeah, but would you say you're ready for practicality?
Absolutely. Yeah, because I've had a conversation with God about that now.
All right. The reason I'm asking also this, but we'll talk off cam.
Okay.
There's an opportunity regarding that.
Fashion wise.
Okay. Yeah, it's a new structure it's been designed by the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. It's fairly new. So after this, I'll just tell you what to do to be part of. Okay. Hopefully it's not late because they haven't confirmed the cutoff date. Okay. Yeah. So it's a new structure. They're looking for people like you, fashion designers, like isn't this under textile and but we will share because in this journey I've seen a lot of people with talent, but then they the opportunities that are aligned, because you might find yourself you were studying fashion or maybe acting, but due to not being exposed to such opportunities, you find yourself in a retail. I understand that, and that's spiritually breaking you. I understand that unaware, because I've seen the youth that had a talent, but it kind of died off due to 9 to 5. So having myself being used as a tool of God to do God's will here, I'm here to give people such platforms if I have access to Uguti. Now you can be part of. I understand. That's why we also did Born Beautiful, to be trying to grow the love, to show people that there's opportunities out there. Which what I've realized about they are scared of putting themselves on. If there's a conference somewhere they don't go because they think bazolala lapha. I mean, that's how I make business. You go there, you will find somebody.
Network.
Yeah, networking is very important because any Mr. Caesar, coming back to SSM, the way he maneuvers, how he networks, I tend to have talks now. Yeah, so now I'm learning a lot from him. Since you are part of the SSM, just to touch on Mr. Caesar, what would you say you are harnessing or learning from him as a leader? What would you say?
He loves people.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He loves people. He loves children and working with them.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is for this, but he knows how to engulf, embrace opportunity. He knows how to go for things. He's not timid.
Yeah.
I absolutely admire that rather about him. He's not timid, or he has a courageousness, a boldness about him.
Yeah.
You know, that he's not scared. He's not scared of risk taking, but he also respects process.
Yeah.
Right. So even if he looks on his left and on his right and people are further than he is, he's not ashamed of staying behind.
Yeah, he's not in a competition.
No,
it's a marathon.
He's literally
on his line. He likes to say, "Stabilization must continue."
They're also famous. Yeah.
All right, then let's dive into the operations of SSM. Give us a short brief of your daily operations under SSM. What do you actually do?
Okay. So as an operations admin, I literally oversee the day-to-day of each and every office.
Yeah.
So we have the marketing department, we have the general administration, we have events coordination, we have the intern/trainer.
Yeah.
And then we also have Mr. Caesar's administrator. We also have the music group, right? So I oversee all of that. So I need to make sure that everyone does their job and they do it well.
Yeah.
Literally, that is my job.
Oh, wow.
And then I also make sure I continue and maintain relationships with the partners that SSM. I want to be like my partners. But yeah, I do that. And then now and again, I also attend meetings with potential partners, with Mr. Caesar. Potential sponsors, potential donors with Mr. Caesar. We do that.
All right, that's beautiful. Do you have maybe somebody assisting you?
I'm my assistant. But I'm not at a level where I need assistance.
Yeah, because I also see the organization growing. That extra hand will be needed. Yeah. Would you say such opportunities SSM welcomes new members on board?
No, Mr. Caesar definitely does, especially if they're youth. Like if you're youth, you are at such a great advantage.
That's what I like about Mr. Caesar. Also with the gender equity, he makes sure there's females and males. Because most companies it's dominated by male. Just like Keep On Beautiful, we're struggling to find females. I hope they are listening. As much as you can see, Nasa Showing, it's only 2 females who came through.
True.
Because when we invite females to say, let's hear your story, you're an artist, they tend to, I don't know what happens, but
I wonder what the psyche behind that is.
Yeah. Because like we struggle, because not we want to balance out, isn't it? Opportunities are not only given to guys. I understand that. And there's a lot of females out there. We also, what I've realized with females, they get, you see me bringing you here, they get motivated also with, females can, because if you can check most podcasts, even the popular ones, it's mostly guys who are coming in. So that is if we implement the same system if an SSM, whereby there's a balance between there's a healthy balance. I understand, because we really would like to give females opportunities, which there are plenty out there. So let's carry on. understand that with the SSM. How long have you been with the SSM before I ask other questions?
Been here for 10 weeks. I've literally been here for 10 weeks, which is 2.5 months.
Okay. So I believe you haven't went to their camps because they have camps.
They
but performances, have you been to SSM? Can you just
breakfast meetings?
Yeah. Can you give us a scope of what happens there? How do you find the reception?
So I've been to 2 performances so far, breakfast meetings. And usually they just schedule them to be the opening of the meeting. So they would be the first to perform. And sometimes, you know, if they perform early in the morning, people are still a bit sleepy and not about about the day. They seem like they still want to be there for more sleep. But the first one that I was there for, the vibe was really nice. You know, it was really welcoming. It was uplifting. People were uplifted. Culturally, it was also very much welcomed because it was diverse culture that was the audience. So it was nice. They were well received, definitely.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It was highly spirited.
And then with your daily job, when you're faced with challenges, how do you overcome them? Or what's your common challenge with your office bearer job?
That's my common challenge. Time is my common challenge.
Are you always late?
No. Remember, I oversee people. So problems are not only going to be mine. I'm other people's leader. So if they have a challenge with time, it means I have a challenge with time.
And then how do you handle
I address it. Communication.
You
can't be timid.
You know, when you said I address it, you change smile clearly in the email yakho as per our last conversation.
You must be firm. You're a leader. Yes.
Where do you get that leadership skill? Before I forget that question, because as you said, your history is piled up.
I have a lot of history with
leadership skill.
Where did I get the boldness to firstly go into RCL or being
or it's something a calling because this thing
it was just within me. Remember, I said things change and I got to recognize myself when I encountered failure. That's when I got the confidence to say that I can do this. And for me, in my heart, when I had to repeat my grade 10, I told myself that I am going to be a testimony that we can change failure into success. So I was there, to minister, to say that even if you encounter challenge, it can work out for your good.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So I guess that was my first motivation.
And then, what would you say to women out there who maybe feel due to maybe the world is packed by men who are in power? What would you say in your journey of being in that leadership position? Do you also come across a lot of females, or it's just like how I'm putting it, it's male dominated?
But one of we miss out on what our role is when we focus too much on our surroundings. And when we focus too much on our disadvantages. Right? So I'm rather the person, thank you. I'm rather the person who looks at yourself inside. Before I look at the male-dominated space as you're saying, I'm looking at THABANG inside. What am I offering? Am I offering it to my best capacity? You know, am I envious of people, THABANG? Am I jealous of what's going on in my heart? What are the depths of my heart? And also, how sharpened and how mastered is my skill? You know, and what I have to offer to the table. You know, women joke around these days on Instagram, what do they have to offer? Like, what do they have to put on the table? And they say that they are the table. Are you really a table? Are you a well-furnished table? Are you a desired table? Are you a needed table? Are you a relevant table? Do you get what I mean? So it's nice to uplift yourself, but really, do you really have something to offer to the world? And is it something meaningful? Is it going to help people? Is it going to inspire people? Do you want to inspire people? Do you want people to envy you? Like, what's going on in your heart? Do you
Yeah,
get me?
I
Like,
feel you.
are you going after fame, or do you really want to
Change people's.
ikasi?
Yeah,
Do
that's
you get me?
beautiful. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
so before I look at all those other factors, I have to look at what's happening inside of me first.
Yeah.
And then after I'll interrogate all those other things.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
Once I have attacked all those other things,
Yeah.
those
rest
other
will
things
follow.
they literally follow. But
Yeah.
it literally has to start with a solid foundation and a
Yeah.
true pure foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need more women like you in this space.
Thank
Like,
you.
are you a public speaker too?
I am.
Like I can tell. You see, now me,
love
I've done
speaking.
also public speaking, but it's not my main.
Yeah, it's
thing.
not your forte.
Yeah, but I've done it before. The last public speaking, whatever you did, what was it for? Because the last time I did public speaking was a career day. Even SSM was part of it. It was
Nice.
last year. Yeah. So I just want to get also to know that background of public speaking. With what type of events do you publicly speak on?
The last time I publicly spoke was in my old high school. It was last year actually. And it was a induction for the matrics.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was there I had a word in my heart that I shared with them. And yeah, it was a nice 360 moment, because this is where I grew up, and now I'm coming to
back.
uplift up. You know how nice such things are.
Seeing your old teachers.
You know, seeing my old teachers.
Hey, but double teacher resign. I'm sorry to say this. Yo, I see you because they
not
must
everyone
have
can
offended.
be like you, bruh. Teacher, our kids need them.
Yeah, but I feel like they need to also give people chances, man. Like, how can a teacher who taught me still teaching my child now? But assessing abazali nathi, it needs to move forward.
Then it means they need to be uplifted.
Yeah.
Right? Because they probably thinking of security. If they leave, where do they go? What do they do?
You see.
What else outside of teaching do they know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then again, we spoke of creativity, off cam, babangas. So SSM mostly it's office barriers, right? Where do you see your creativity as time goes by? Are you still gonna be part of the SSM mission, adding on with your creative side beside the office barriers? Because we had Umusa prior. You were speaking of solo projects. Now are you having such projects on the side?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you planning to open the vault? Because you said you've got things in the vault.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, the life can't end here. Yeah. You know, there's so much. I always tell people who like, there's so much more outside of the world that is waiting for you. Yeah. So even for THABANG KHUMALO, there's so much of the world that is waiting for me. Yeah. You know, the world is waiting for me to go in and inspire them. There's a world out there that needs me. Yeah. You know, to propel them, to introduce them to themselves, to welcome them to their own destinies, and so on and so forth. If you really are called into the world to serve. So yeah, practically speaking, I also want to start my own podcast because I'm a speaker. Yeah,
and funny enough, she was shy.
She,
I've been trying to interview her for like how many weeks? 5 weeks.
It wasn't shyness.
What was it? Preparation.
Guys, I'm not shy. I don't like shyness. Yeah. Maybe I do come off of shy because life in Chabili Khanyani. And your countenance changes when you're out of the wilderness. Yeah. But let me not preach. But it was honestly because I have been here for a short space of time and I did not think of it efficient for me to come. All right. You know, yet at least.
So this podcast, sorry to cut you. Give us just a glimpse, Nyana, initial or the narrative of it. What message or what audience are you doing it for, or what is it about?
Yo, remember I said I love Jesus, so it's gonna be about that.
That's bong.
It's most probably.
I think subscribe in the Lord's name. I've subscribed.
Yeah. It's literally small girl, big world doing life with Jesus. Yeah, that's it. And then, whatever that looks like. Yeah.
Would you be looking for different guests? Like, I just wanna have a bit of
at first it's going
or abo pastor kuphela, ibandla congregation only, or
Mm-mm.
even youth just to tap them into that spirituality.
yeah, which is
Okay.
important. But for now, the vision that I have for now,
Yeah.
is for me to have my own talks.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be me.
Oh,
with the
alone.
camera.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, for now, that's what it looks like for now. And then as time goes, we'll see as the vision unfolds, as
Yeah.
the podcast unfolds.
so
If we have guests.
because ngifuna ugrop i-future kancane siyihebs. What would you say maybe if this was your space? I'm not here, there's the cam. What type of things would you say about the Lord? Just a short line, Ninja.
How
Just to
sweet. What would I say?
yeah.
Let's say maybe this is a podcast.
Yeah,
that I'm
yeah,
having.
yeah.
Okay.
Just wanna see you in action.
I'm such a girl's.
But I
girl.
need to normally I'm a guest way to we make them play my instruments, and when I still gonna
Yes.
venture as time goes by. But
Yeah.
right now, since ugu podcast njengathi, we just wanna hear kancane audition le. Ngiyadlala, but just
No
just
pressure.
yeah.
What would I say?
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing I would always want them to remember is that Jesus loves you.
Yeah.
Go ngata tse di tsagalang mo lefatsheng ne.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in the world, but we need to think about what life looks like after death.
Yeah.
What life looks like when all is said and done.
Yeah.
And I would also like to talk about how doing life with God and Jesus looks like practically. You know,
Yeah.
when the disciples asked Jesus, Lord, teach us how to pray.
Yeah.
One of the lines in that prayer says, on earth as it is in heaven. Remember, we said that life is spiritual.
Yeah.
So I believe as children of God, as Christians, we are called to bring that heaven down here on earth.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how is Thabang called to bring the kingdom of heaven here on earth? The government of heaven here
In
on
the
earth.
world, yeah.
How are you going to encounter Jesus through me?
Yes.
You know, how are you going to encounter that light through me? You know,
Yeah.
Jesus, when he talks to me, he says that you are the light of the world. You are a city built on a hill.
Yeah.
And a city that is built on a hill cannot be hidden. I am not going to take a lamp and put it under the table. That's
Yeah.
why I call myself a superstar.
Yeah.
Because I'm called to shine. I'm a light. I'm
Yeah.
a city built on a hill. I'm the salt of the earth. So I'm called to tell truth even though it's not nice.
Yeah.
Wabo,
Ayiveli iqiniso laba.
mara la fodisa
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So that's who I am. That's what I love talking about.
Yeah.
I want to talk about girls who struggle with envy.
Yeah.
Because that's what I struggled with.
Yeah.
I want to talk to girls who struggle with finding themselves, discovering themselves,
themselves,
who
yeah.
they are, how they place themselves in the world, what they have to offer. You know, I
Yeah.
want to talk about controversial subjects just as submission.
Yeah.
You know, what does submission look like in a modern day
Yeah.
as a wife? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are domestic conversations that I
Yeah.
would like to have.
Wow.
Yeah, and so
Aye.
on and so forth.
I mean, ngiyavuma, like, yo, tell me once it's on, so my first subscriber,
Yes.
and start listening. As I said before, with youth sometimes it gets motivated when it sees similar faces, like young faces than
true.
having umuntu omdala OG trying to give advice nani. I
Very,
understand.
very true.
So ezinye izinto lezo engizibonayo ukuthi as youth we need to be active.
Very
We need to be out there. I understand that, to show people that it's actually possible. Yeah, but thank you for those words, because Bengzoti give also maybe last few words to the youth. You so valile. I understand that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then last words about the SSM. What would you say about SSM to our viewers?
Yo, what I would say about SSM is an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
For me, one thing I realized about going to high school is that after that we think that the said destination after that is varsity.
Yeah.
Whereas there are so many kids who need to express themselves through the arts, who can find a career through the arts, who can offer to the world and minister to the world through the arts. And SSM can give you that. They can give you a trajectory and show you and parents sometimes that you can flourish in the arts, you know, musically, even in drama, you know. So that is what SSM is for you. It's a home for the arts and for the artistic and the creative to express themselves.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Before I close it off, is there anything else we feel we left out about you that you would love to address?
No, not about me.
About SSM?
No, not about SSM. I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
You said that it's important for us to go out there, right? And to show, because I also strongly believe that, because it helps as a young girl to see someone who looks like you, because it gives you the heart that it is possible.
Yeah.
But how do you, when you see such faces, how do you not envy them? How are you not jealous of them? But how do you draw inspiration instead? What's the difference for you between that?
Okay, what I would say, jealousy comes from inner conflicted problems. If you can't give appraisal to the next person winning, clearly the problem is with you. So if you're struggling with that, first look at your triggers. What's triggering you? It could be maybe it's your situation. You feel like nothing is moving for you. How is it it's moving? Maybe if you can change the focus of your energy, focus on solutions to solve your problems, because energy flows where you actually focus.
True.
I understand. So that's what I would say, Guti. Those who envy, try to work on yourself. I know we were conditioned, most of people, plus our parents, we can't really express our emotions. We tend to project them on other people, because that's why it comes back to self, just like how we spoke about self-discovery.
Yes.
Even now, when you said in your journey, you don't look at the surrounding, the male you are dominating, first go inside. So now my answer will be that if you're suffering from that, try to go inside, check what's triggering you. If you can't speak to anybody, because you would need to speak about it, you can, there's free counseling out there, understand? You can Google numbers, some they give telephonically, some it's physically, so that you can overpower that or beat that jealousy. Because being in the space of art, what I've seen is Soweto also, most people, they have that energy, and that energy, it keeps a lot of things stagnant. I understand that. So that's why I'm saying people need to actually work on themselves to beat that energy. I'm telling you, once you flip it, you'll be able to draw the goodness out of it. You'll be able to get motivated to go. So I'm seeing a younger face or Pumekas. That's why I always pride myself in Soweto. It's fine, but look at the things we do. We're trying to also uplift.
Soweto producers.
I understand. We're trying to uplift the youth. You can do it actually, starting from nothing. There's things that's Kulumanang about DJs. I always also say it in my show, Expensive Pain podcast. If you want to start something and you're struggling maybe with equipment, and maybe, for example, you're an artist, you sing an artist in Kulumana, you get motivated, but you don't have a studio material. It's easy, bro. Hoshozela 30 earphone. There's ones with mic. Yeah, there's people who started like that, who also came to my show. They just a computer, it's not a lot of money to actually buy. You can practice on Python or but with that earphone before a studio mic. Because as an investor, I would like to see somebody also I started with the phone, I started with this earphone. There's a track record. Hence you find people who are having this one and degrees, but we are not getting employment because they are looking for experience. It still puzzles me, but it doesn't make sense. It makes sense. You can't, I'll make an example. You can't say you're studying engineering, maybe let's say for 5 years or 7 years, but mengifika kwakho la uhlala khona ayikho ne-engine or whatever, or noma ishota ngama-parts or something that you're working on towards. That thing would count as an experience.
How's someone going to trust you?
At least okay, uqalile experience, because abantu they think experience you only get it once you're employed. Then they complain with how are you gonna get experience before you get employed? No, you do it yourself. I understand. And that's we are here doing on our phones and stuff, and we have worked with big companies also. We have a podcast as I shoot with SABC, I understand. But it's because we started.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of giving an excuse or hate, none. Because when I hate, not that envy, it leads to certain things. We're okay, once you overcame the hate, now who's an excuse? I don't have capital. But start, we have smartphones. They are called smartphones for a reason. Yeah. So that's what I would say to your answer.
That is heartfelt and practical at the same time. Very balanced answer. We appreciate it.
All right. Yes. So singayivala, but thank you for taking your time, coming through. Yeah, talking to us, motivating women. I believe women need more motivation from young faces.
I believe men need motivation too, but that's another conversation.
Yeah.
Sorry.
With the reason of more females in these spaces. I mean, I'm tired of seeing guys. Understand that. So thank you for filling that gap. Yeah, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, SSM Music and Arts Podcast, even on socials, SSM Music and Arts. Nati Born Beautiful Production on all social media, Born Beautiful TV on YouTube, Spiritual Ink Tattoos, Sisonke. Thank you.
Bye.